this is Max. Welcome back to another CSR2 video. So with the help of Eklavya, I am going to do a complete run of the PC Cup for you guys. I'm going to do race 1 through 15 and he'll pick it up from his side, and the rest of the video will be from his perspective for 16 to race 30. Now, what we can tell you up front is that the AC Spider with a body stage 6 and full fusions should be able to complete this entire event. Unfortunately for you, if you don't have body and you're stuck with the other stage 6s, it's going to require a lot more. Generally 2 top ones out of the top 3, or you're going to be looking at possibly 3 to 4 stage 6s. Another thing about this car is that once you launch it, you got to get into 2 real fast, and then 3rd around 2100 you want to hit nitrous. What it does is it lets the car run well under dyno. That's kind of important because you want to run a 11.7 type time, at least a 11.9 type time if you're willing to search for a slower opponent to make sure you get through the end. Now, if you don't have full fusions, you will also need to have the car more upgraded, possibly with stage 6s to compensate. So this is basically consistent to most PC Cups. The car fully maxed is about a 10.5 dyno. 11.7 to 11.9, it's a little bit slower than a second plus from that time, and that's about where most PC Cups fall. Some are more difficult than others, and some a lot easier, but that's mainly because if the car is really good, it can make things easier, whereas if the car is not as good, it can make things more difficult. As you can see, on body stage 6, I just hit a 11.688, so it's pretty easy to get a good time run out of this car if you have the right stage 6. Again, body's the top one. You can also do well with tire as well as, I believe, transmission, but without a doubt, the top stage 6 is definitely body. So body right here by itself is the only one I put in. I do have an intake. Of course, I got for my free additional stage 6 an intake, and I don't know if I'm going to get something that's not a duplicate at the race, later part of the race, but you won't be looking at my account at that point anyway. But let's go ahead and finish the first 15 races. Again, with just body, I should have absolutely no issues getting through the entire event, but let's see if there are any challenges at all in the first 15. Well, I kind of doubt it. It's unlikely to have any real challenge in the first 15 races. Okay, so again, instant second, 3rd at about 2100, deep good shifts, or perfect shifts, whatever works for you, and generally will get you a consistent 11.6 to 11.7 run. Okay, this one wasn't as good as the last one. Maybe I should do all deep good. Again, little changes in shift pattern, how quick you can get into second gear, all these things affect the overall challenge. Now, 133 mile per hour is nothing for this car. You'll hit over 200 in the quarter mile. I don't even need to use nitrous later. I just use it normal, and I should be able to hit a pretty high number right there, 206. Okay, it's not going to make a difference to hit the nitrous later, at least not that I noticed, not with these upgrades. Now, if you have different fusions, different upgrades, if nitrous duration isn't there, maybe using nitrous in a later gear can give you a little extra push into the top speed part. That's something to play with if you're kind of on the edge of hitting these. But if you're on the edge of hitting this first speed trap, you're not going to make it through the PC Cup. Okay, here we go. Okay. So again, just catching these shifts can be a little difficult. Or, I mean, catching the initial shift and the right timing for using nitrous in 3rd can be kind of difficult, but it shouldn't be impossible. But it is device dependent. Some devices will not react fast enough to accomplish that instant second shift, or instant shift to second, I should say. Okay, here we go. Race number, I forgot what race this is. Whoops, now I hit nitrous in third a little too early. This will be like a mid 11.7 run because of it. You do want the needle to move a little bit before you try to hit the nitrous in third. So 11.73. Okay, not as good as the other runs. But then again, opponent's only running at 16.945. So no issues there. Alright, speed trap. With this car, nothing changes. Second and then nitrous in third. It's the same thing. And it'll still do its best speed trap, just like that. Do not finish. Okay. You could possibly hit second in nitrous as well. I was playing with this car for trying to get through the Tempest 3 Tier 4, but I was unable to because, unfortunately, it's not going to be able to get that 1.370 to 60 even fully maxed. Okay, so here we go. This is a pretty good start. All the good. And let's see if we can dip back into the 11.6s. No. Alright. I thought that was a pretty good run, but the computer thinks otherwise. So, let's go to the next one. As you can see, we're moving along pretty quick here. 9 out of 31. I'm only going to go to 15, and then I'll be switching over to Eklavya's recording for the remainder part. Okay. Alright, so let's try a little bit earlier shifts. See if that helps any with the performance. That seems to work a little better. So those really deep late good shifts are not as good. So this got me back into the 11.6s. So that's a good thing. I'll take that. Let's go ahead and get a quick chunk of gas here. Right, 5 more races, 6 more races to go because we're going into 10 and we're going to run until 15. Okay, here we go. Whoops, hit the nitrous a little early. Won't affect anything, obviously. I mean, 206 in the quarter mile, that's a 155, so no issues there. Okay, 15,000 points. Alright, on with the show. You know, these 15 races are actually going through pretty fast. I'm not having much trouble here. I was expecting it to be a little more difficult, but actually it's pretty easy. Couldn't get instant second. Not that it matters, but if you don't get that instant second because your device didn't react, it's going to make the run a lot slower. That's just the way this car works. The instant second gear is pretty important for getting a good time out of it. And 1 green, 2 green, 3 green. That's it. Alright, 12 down. Wait, 11 down. 3 or 4 to go. Getting there. Let's see how the next few run goes. I find it funny with the controls. I mean, some obviously different on the phone, but sometimes you click on the shift and it won't shift. And then see, like that, it didn't want to shift. Sometimes if you click it just right, it'll instantly shift. So it's kind of a weird thing. But that is almost similar to how things play out on the phone too, because there are times when I would click on the phone and it would just simply not react, and other times it'll react really, really good. You know, what are you gonna do? Okay, 13, getting close to that magical 15 mark. Okay, here we go. Oh, another sprint. Let's get this done real quick. Here we go. This time I'll just use nitrous in second. Okay, which will do the same thing, but let's just, oh, no, actually you can't hit 100 in second on that tune. Okay, well, I guess third will be better. Not that it made that much difference overall in the performance. I think it's close. Probably still better just skipping the third and nitrous versus second and nitrous. Okay, let's go to the next one. Here we go. Right. Accurate in SX. I think that's a LB, is it? Yep. Looks like LB in SX. So first portion of this event, it's not even close. It's very, very easy. Okay, so moving right along to race 15. And that'll be the final race on my end. What I'm going to do is turn this over to Eklavya, and he will take care of the rest. So we're kind of combining our effort here, so each of us don't have to do the entire thing to make a single video. And this way the editing will be easier. Yeah, again, I clicked on the shift, it just didn't want to do it. That's going to hurt its time. So in the beginning, it was doing pretty good, and then right now I'm having a little more of a tough time getting the runs done. But didn't really affect the ability to get a decent enough run to win. It just makes it a little harder to hit that 11.6. Okay, all right, so 30,000 cash. So that's my 15 races. I'm going to turn this over to Eklavya, and you know, we'll go ahead and take a look at him finishing the rest of this. His setup is not the same as mine, so keep that in mind. But as I indicated, you can run as fast as 11.6 with just body. So certainly body with just body stage 6 with full fusions will have no problem beating this event. All right, let's go ahead and go to the next race and take a look at Eklavya's runs.